I'm ready for a rest week. Hey guys, Vegan Cyclist. So today we're talking about rest weeks. They are important. Your body needs to make adaptations, and the only way it's going to do that is through recovery. So let's kind of just go through some basic pointers on, what is a rest week? Basically, a rest week, all it is taking a break or rest during a structured period of training. Taking a moment to kind of reduce the intensity of your workouts and the duration of your workouts. Why rest weeks? Well, the purpose of a rest week, definitely explained here in this video, is all about reducing your fatigue, but while keeping your fitness as high as possible so that you can really kind of stair-step your way to overall good form. Reduce that fatigue, but keep riding so that your body doesn't think that it is too expensive to keep that fitness, right? Muscle fitness, all the performance adaptations that we have, they cost our body a lot. So we need to really make sure that those are important, that our body thinks that those are important. So as long as that you're using them, your body won't get rid of them. But if you're not using it, you lose it. When do you do a rest week? Usually during the on season, a rest week is going to be perfect for after a good chunk, a good block of real intense, long, hard riding. So for me, I'll throw rest weeks in usually every 3 weeks to 4 weeks, depending on what part of the season I'm in. Off season, you can kind of get away with more like 5 or 6 weeks till you rest week, because you're not really doing a whole lot of high intensity, but you are doing a lot of miles. And so if you're going out there and you're putting in big hours and a ton of miles, your legs are going to just be shot. And it's going to be hard for any adaptations to be made out of that. So when you're going to do a rest week is usually at the end of a good serious training block, like 3 to 5 weeks. What do you do during a rest week? Like what actually do you do? Well, here's my rest week. Now this will change depending on if it's during race season or off season or whatever it is. This is pretty much my rest week, right? I've got recovery rides, I have days off, and that's pretty much it. I'm not going to do any crazy fast group rides that are going to put me at zone 6. I don't want to go anaerobic. I want to save that juice for the workouts. So the age-old saying of, usually you're riding too easy on your hard days and too hard on your easy days. So take those recovery weeks serious, right? Like, man, I'm going to ride easy. A tip that helps me is that when I put my kit on, I have this mental time to suffer. So sometimes on my recovery rides, or my recovery weeks, I'll just throw a tank top on and not my cycling shades, just my regular shades or whatever. And I just kind of go out and have fun, right? I enjoy the ride. Now during your rides in a rest week, they are not just complete noodling around. You want to keep pressure on the pedals and you want to engage those physiological systems to make sure, again, that your body doesn't disband them and get rid of them, right? So you want to keep pressure on the pedals. You want to keep engaging your muscles. You want to engage your cardiovascular system, but you don't want to go really, really high because you've already done that, right? Here's a good question. Is rest week the same as a taper week? And the answer is no. And what is a taper week is basically when you're going to taper down for an event, Century, a race, something you really want to do good on, time trial. A taper week is going to decrease the fatigue, so you're reducing the duration, but you're not really reducing the intensity. So let's say on a 10-point scale, you've got your mental fatigue, okay, 10 points. You've got your cardiovascular fitness, so 10, good. Your fitness is high, and your fatigue and your muscular systems, right? That'd be your legs. That's a 10. So you're maxed out right here, okay? Let's compare this to a rest week, a taper week, and not riding at all. Now keep in mind these numbers are just so you can kind of visualize this, but on a rest week, your fatigue will reduce by 6 points. Your fitness will only reduce by about, say, 4 points. But your mind reduces by about 3 to 4 points, right? So that's kind of an overall just regular recovery for your body. You're going to lose a little bit of fitness, but you're going to decrease your fatigue, and you're also going to decrease your mental fatigue a little bit. Taper week, your fatigue will go down by about 6 points, but your fitness only goes down by about 2, maybe even 1 point, because you're still really maxed out heart rate wise. So it may not even go down at all. That's the whole idea, right? To like have nothing come down on your fitness and just your fatigue. But your mind, your mental fatigue goes down 0 points because you're just hammering. I mean, still really engaged. Now, a week where you don't ride at all, your fatigue will go down easily 7 points, 8 points, like a big reduction in your fatigue, but also your fitness. So now your fitness may go down 6 points or 7 points. Like you really are going to lose that fatigue because, like I said, your body doesn't need to hold that, to hold on to that. So it's going to get rid of it because it's not using it. But the big benefit of not riding all week is that your mental fatigue could really decline by like 6, 7 points, right? So everything on the day, on the week off goes down. Taper week, only your fatigue goes down. On a rest week, everything goes down a little bit. Who is a rest week for? Now, if you're riding 2 to 4 hours a week, you don't need a rest week, right? You kind of already are doing rest weeks. So if you only have a very small amount of time to do any sort of riding with, you're going to want to make sure that you just get some high intensity in those a little bit of hours that you do have. So for you, 2 to 4 hour a week dude, no rest weeks. You don't need them. A rest week is also good for just the normal guy that's not even doing intervals, right? Just maybe mentally you need a rest week, right? Maybe even if you're not riding that hard, it's more of just like, you know what, psychologically, I just need to kind of take some time away from the bike to like regain my passion and my hunger for it. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Follow me on all the social networks, my Instagram. I'm having a lot of fun with that right now. Got a new camera, and I am so dedicated to get a lot more videos out. I've just been super busy. But guys, thank you so much. Vegan Cyclist. Yeah.